What's up YouTube? Welcome to my first ever vlog in Kelowna, BC. I reached out to a mentor of mine, business coach at the same time. I'm like, man, let me come onto your podcast, get you through a workout in your own gym. He said, fuck it, let's go. So here we are, Kelowna, BC. Gonna put Cole DeSilva through a workout at his gym, and then we're gonna go to do his podcast. So follow along, appreciate you. Would you say it's similar to like an online coach in the sense that like if somebody needs help and shit and they resonate with my content? I've had one person out of the like 2 years I've been doing this be like, what are your certifications?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. They just see the results. They're like, you got the results. Whatever you're doing works. Help me get the results.
See, that's
Is it a similar thing?
Yes, man. And that's like that. Like that's why I hired Wes, because I was like, okay. I'm like, we have a way of doing it, and we've helped fucking thousands of coaches to grow.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you can't lie with his results. He's got like fucking 9 Rolls Royces.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Like it's like and I've seen the bank account. Like he opened it up in front of me. He showed me everything. Like he showed me the breakdown. So like he's very transparent in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I saw exactly what's happening. So I'm like, you got to give credit where credit's due. The thing is though, is again, like when I hired him, and everybody who's like close to me knows, I didn't hire him because I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to run a business.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me. I literally hired him being like, homie, I'm already making multiple 7 figures. I'm like, but I realized that like, I was an idiot. And the reason why I was an idiot is because I stopped doing what I loved. And what I loved was fitness coaching and mindset coaching, because the fitness and mindset coaching got me to who I was to build the business. People just like to talk shit even though they don't know anything. And the problem with today's world is that negativity is fucking polarizing as shit right now.
Do you feel like your buddies are like these fucking day ones who were like, no, that didn't happen? Do you feel like part of the reason why they would have said shit like that is maybe like where you're at now, life-wise status, and that maybe is like resentment is causing them to be like, oh, you're inflating your shit?
Oh, no. They said it never happened when I was struggling, when I was nobody, when I needed the support.
Damn.
They didn't believe me then, bro. So I'm like, I'm on the couch with them, we're scrounging for money to buy alcohol and pepperoni sticks type shit. And they're like, that didn't happen, bro. And I'm like, what do you mean it didn't happen?
I was big into weightlifting for a super long time. I trained all the time, all year round. And then in like speed training, all that shit was football. And then after that, hurt my back. Went to bodybuilding, of course, that's what every ex-athlete does.
Yeah.
Did that for a couple of years, cool. And I was like, fuck, like I don't want to juice it out. Naturals look like shit on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so now I love doing the hiking and I love doing what workouts in the gym do for me. Outside of the gym is why I do the workouts.
Yeah.
So I'm in and out and like we're hanging out and chatting, but normally this is like 45 minutes max
How I
getting all my
train,
workouts done.
Same.
Just because I want this to serve me outside of the gym.
I like that.
So
yeah, I do 2 to 3 sets for everything. That's why I just hit 2 sets. I was like, oh, I like that. It's
and
like
you're
a little
also
bit of a
boxing
warm up
too, so you can't, you don't have the capacity to be like
It's
pushing
been
2
so
hours.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Like it's become like a weird fucking thing for me where, like, you know, the body physique goals you have in your head,
Right.
we all do,
Yeah.
right? I've had to take that, just pick them up and go put them on the shelf over here.
Yeah.
And then be like, all right, dog, we'll be there soon.
Yeah.
Cause it was like, I was getting there, like fucking, but I've lost some size of my legs, lost some size of my upper body because I was pushing like 178, 180.
Yeah.
It was like still holding abs and it was like fucking looking
That's pretty
crazy.
fucking thick,
I
dude.
felt good, dude.
Yeah.
Like just getting dense as hell.
Yeah.
And then it was again, we started taking boxing even more serious because I've been boxing 9 months straight. I was training and boxing. But then when the fight was like, yo, like let's fight in November, I was like, okay, well I gotta dial the training back and up the boxing. So we started doing 2-hour sessions. So now I do 45 minutes to 60 minutes of training every day.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, like 3 to 5 days a week, but I do push-pull legs. Then I do like active recovery and abs.
Yeah.
So I'm here every day, but I'm not doing crazy training the whole time. And then 2 hours of boxing. So like today from 6 to 8, where I'm literally boxing fucking there straight. Then I go home, shower, then it's podcast.
Yeah.
But that's like an everyday thing now, dude. And it was like, I just got to put my physique goals up here and like turn the bodybuilder in my head off.
Yeah.
And then like fucking like, I'll get there again eventually. But I'm like, you just can't do both like that.
100%.
You just can't, bro.
And now like when I've asked Brian before and stuff too, he's just like, bro, that extra time you gotta put back into just like studying different shit, like get back in the modules / do this and like experiment, like basically like invest that time back into like learning and growing more. Anything on top of that, because I'm just like, cool, good, but part of me just feels like I'm not wasting my time, but that I don't feel like I'm working hard enough because I'm studying, you know? When I feel like I should be like making more money or something, you know?
Well, I think it's understanding that offloading needs to be replaced with something else.
Yeah.
So there's no point in offloading if you're not going to do shit.
Yeah, I know. That's
So
what I'm
it's like
like.
if you offload onto your setters so they can do more,
Yeah.
then you need to ask yourself, okay, well, I offloaded the selling to my setters.
Yeah.
So what do they need in order to sell?
Yeah.
They need content, they need leads, they need conversations, they need relationships.
Yeah.
So where am I not doing the job that I need to? Where are we neglecting and what do we need to dive into?
Yeah.
Because usually what ends up happening is we'll offload, is we're like, okay, I'm so busy, I'm so exhausted, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so stressed, my business is doing all these things, and I have passion for it, but I'm also tired. So we offload one thing, but then we offload one thing, and then like studying is good, but like a setter's job is to set appointments and close deals.
Yep.
The only way they can do that is if they have content that's gonna fucking pull.
Yeah.
All right. If they have consistent conversations, if people know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
So like we just had to ask ourselves, like, are we fulfilling that promise?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Can we do more?
Yeah.
Right. So it's
Okay.
like, okay, dope, we're doing it, but like, where could we step it the fuck up? And then it's like programming. Bi-weekly. So next Thursday, I meet with our entire VA team, back-end team operations team.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be teaching them about front-end, back-end customer service, communication, and client retention.
Okay.
Then I'm going to meet with, we have 3 different coaching programs. I'm going to meet with all the CLA coaches, and I'm going to teach them, like, this is what an answered post in the Facebook group looks like. This is what a not answered post looks like.
Yeah.
This is what the fuck I would say.
Yeah.
Learn how to be on my page. Because I believe in your knowledge. Like, if I brought you in as a coach to any group, I believe in your knowledge.
Yeah.
You don't get to teach whatever the fuck you want to teach.
Yeah,
You
of
teach
course.
what I teach.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll do stitches on things that are like big. Like I did a stitch on Andy Elliott's video talking about the dude taking his shirt off, right? I did a stitch on Southwest Airlines, like
Okay.
talking about a fucking subject that need to be talked about.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do a stitch on, again, like everybody's stitching about Wes Watson right now because it's a popular subject
Yeah.
that's gonna get them views. Where it's like, this is cool because it's like, you're not doing it off of their name, you're doing it about a subject that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like there's very
I'm
different.
not doing the trendy shit. So the one that I didn't want to do, what's that fucking guy's name? He does all the Fit Dad Bod. Steve does a lot of his stitches and shit. This guy goes in the store and he's like, veggies are terrible for you, and this
Oh,
is
I know
bad
what
for
you're
you.
talking about, yeah.
Paul
Yeah,
Saladino,
Paul
that guy.
Saladino,
So I didn't
yeah.
want to get into that.
Lane
shit.
Norton goes
So-
off on that motherfucker.
Yeah. I love
See,
that.
that's where it's like, Lane's known for that shit, and like it's got a place. I don't want to. There's just something in me that feels uncalled to it. If there's something in you, just don't do it. I love that. That's great, dude. See, that's the thing. So like now that you've got like stitches are doing well.
Yeah.
Now one of the reasons why the stitches are doing well is because it's adding instant fucking like dopamine hits in the aspect of like they know what you're talking about. Into that with a video. Why do people lie and say being big is okay? You literally can respond and be like, well, unfortunately, a lot of individuals are living in a state of delusion because they don't want to face the truth. Listen, it's not that they're lying to themselves. They just don't know what to fucking do.
Yeah.
And they understand it's going to be the hardest thing in their entire lives, so they choose not to do it.
Yeah.
Then they surround themselves with individuals that pat them on the back and force them to be comfortable instead of uncomfortable.
Let's start this off with a bang right away. Why are you here? Tell the story.
Okay, so I mean, it was real simple. I mean, every morning I get up, doing my breakfast, turn on whatever. It's either you or Brian who's on, listen to you guys.
Where?
Podcast,
On where?
whatever. On Facebook, straight up. It was on my Facebook Live. And I jumped in like midway through. And Cole's like going off at all of us students, right? As he does a great job of doing that. And he's like, man, like you guys need to collab more. And something that he's pushed a few times. Sit at the mansion. You guys have sit in other lives, other trainings. You guys need to collab. You need to get together. You need to reach out to each other. You know, like you guys need to share some audiences and stuff like that. Learn from each other. And I'm like, damn, like 100%. And I did that a little bit at the mansion. It was fun. And then at one point during that, you were like, fuck, like why aren't you guys reaching out to me and Brian? And I was like, shit, I live close enough. Like I'm 3 hours away, right? And there's people who are flying out from all over the world even to see you guys and get advice and tips and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I just straight up, as soon as I heard that, I was in the chat, I was like, yo, Cole, take me on your podcast. And he's like, Taylor, done. And I was like, shit, okay, cool, legit.
It's on the guaranteed end, basically.
Yeah,
Like, that's
like
something
on
that you're
my-
hitting
that's
pretty
on my
fucking
minimum.
similar,
Yeah.
right? to give you a dissection, just as a reminder for you and everybody listening right now on the podcast, if you guys look up the income generation of our country in Canada, 50% of our country, not of certain places, 50% of all of Canada makes $37,000 a year salary, a year. You make half of that in 30 days.
Right.